It's 4 in the morning. I'm like, okay, now I need to sleep. But I have a habit of, I sleep, I must turn off all the lights. But then I remember the switch light, it's right next to the door. I turn off my console, I stretch as far as I could, flip my switch, run out of the bed, jump, and pull my blanket.
The deity from the jungle.
Is anyone here? What did you find?
You are listening to Supernatural Confessions. The sun rises earlier in Kuching. It was only 6:15, but the sky was already bright. I started my morning at a nearby coffee shop. It had a vintage 70s vibe about it. I gave my creative brain a break and just enjoyed the morning. Then I learned that this was the laksa stall featured in Anthony Bourdain's show when he dubbed this dish the breakfast of the gods. Oh yeah, baby. Then we headed towards Kim's hometown, Bau, a place with a dark past steeped in legends and lore.
Cowboy town.
Kim, you bluff me. There's no crocodile.
We don't talk about it near the water lah, because after all this is their place lah. In old tales of Iban, they believe that their ancestors, made a deal with the crocodile lah, saying that my next generation will not harm your next generation. So for Iban, they don't hunt crocodiles. And in return, they also believe lah. So if you say, let's say for example, you hit on the boat, right? And the boat driver is actually an Iban. And somehow you come across a conversation whereby you have taken crocodile meat before. The Abang will kick you out. He would not take you on his boat.
Wow.
Because he believed that, because my people already made a deal with the crocodile not to harm them. But now I have somebody on my boat that already harmed their generation. So most likely they can come and attack me lah.
Yeah.
So Iban will never take you on their boat if you have taken croc meat before. So they also believe that if you have taken crocodile meat before, they can smell you from far, and then they will come for revenge. And yeah, I don't want to stay too long because I have eaten their meat before. So yeah, so enjoy the river lah. I stay further up. The wooden shop right there, that is the oldest among all of them now.
Kim regaled us with his childhood memories as we drove through Bau towards the fabled Fairy Cave. Fairy Cave got its name because locals believe that this natural cavern is home to these mystical spirits. The climb was steep but relatively easy even for a child. There are many variations to the legend of Fairy Cave, but this is the one I was told. According to local Bidayuh folklore, these stalagmites and rock formations were once people, but they were cursed and turned into rocks. You see, there was a village nearby and they held festivals in the cave. A poor boy approached them for some food. The villagers put together something into a bundle and gave it to the boy. They laughed as he walked away. When he got home and happily presented the bundle to his mom, they found out that the villagers had packed trash for them as food. Angry at this insult, the mother cursed the villagers. The next time they laugh, they will turn into stone. For the local Chinese, they claim this cave to be of divine nature because one of the stone formation looks like Kuan Yin. Some people have also seen rock formations of people to be kneeling and praying with their hands clasped. Another legend about a nearby cave, and much smaller in size, talks about a fisherman who had found a statue of Buddha out at sea in his catch and sold it to a merchant who then built a small shrine in this cave to bless the village. We drove through small single lanes to a location that is off the beaten track that tourists and even locals don't know about.
Don't get too excited, Sonia, because the walk is not too far. Huh?
During the 1857 retaliative strike against Bao's founder, Liu Shangbang, Brooke's army spared no lives as they rode across the land from Kuching to Bao, slaughtering every man, women and children in sight. The remaining villagers hid in a cave, but the White Raja's army murdered them by smoking the entire cave, where many had died tragically, and a cold wind blowing out is believed to be the spirits moving through you. This is also the spot where we will be bringing our Supernatural Confessions guest on a tour. It's very cooling, huh?
Yeah. So you can come in here, take a little bit of time for those if you want to do like meditation. Probably Eric can guide you through.
Do we go down on the actual day?
Yeah. We're gonna go.
And we'll go down all the way inside.
Yeah. All the way inside. All the way.
We popped by Kim's parents' place just to say hi. But the real reason is the girls needed to use the toilet because they simply refused to pee in the wild. Like I did.
Wow.
Auntie. If you guys have watched the episode on Supernatural Confessions where host Kim talked about here the cuckoo bird incident, this is the fabled longkang at Kim's old kampong where the incident took place. In this very longkang.
There's a lot of fish, fish, and all those longkang lead all the way to my backyard. No, but back then, whenever I go down the drain, something will happen to my bird.
What?
Something will happen.
Something will happen to his bird.
Yeah, something will happen to it, and it will be swollen, and then it will look like I have alien in my pen. and when that happened to my brother, because I have 3 brothers, you see, so whoever got that, then the other 2 will stand as our parents apply medicine, then we will stand on the side and laugh at it and say, "Oh, you have aliens in your pen now."
So I've not heard the word burbot in a long time. Number 1. Number 2, whatever's happening in there, you sure you didn't see something in the drain?
No.
Were you playing doctor and nurse with your female friend?
No. But don't worry, the bird now is fine. So it's all good.
That's just TMI. We don't want to know what's happening in your alien pens.
Like you say, whatever kind of germs that it's exposed to last time, it only gonna make it stronger. Whatever don't kill it, makes it stronger. So move on. See, Eugene already have nothing to say. Move on.
How do you? Oh, wait. What happened to the bird? Like, what did the ghost bite it?
What?
Like, what was the reason? You never tell us the
What
reason.
were you doing in the drain with your bird?
I know I'm not doing anything to it when I'm down in the drain, but sometimes it's just the drain is a little bit too deep, and I'm like waist level, you know, so the thing is in the water, so God knows what is in the drain.
Was it filled with radioactive waste or something?
I have no idea. I mean, like, again, the place that I'm used to, the place that I grew up has this huge lake whereby it used to be a gold mining site. So back then, there's a lot of explosive use at this place. So I do not know whether it leads to something else, but
Explosive.
yeah, I want to
Oh dear, you were...
I want to say that but now it's fine. I do not know whether it's fine, but
Of all the story that went on, the takeaway that Kim wants you to know is that the bird is fine now.
But don't worry, but now it's fine. So it's all good.
Kuching chicken rice, sedap. Pass. Then we drove back to the Wak Festival ground at the old courthouse.
We have only 4 stories to share, right? The rest of it is a by the way. We don't spend more than 5 minutes. We just talk about it, we point it out, share the story or whatever it is that we want to say about it, then continue jalan. The jalan will take time. Like from
So do you
the
think
area-
people would still be able to do that 3 hours?
If you want to cut it down, then my suggestion is Civic Centre, the abandoned buildings, Nurses Dome, and Eversley. Finish. That will be about 1 hour.
Trên hiệp hiệp trên mình làm sinh mình làm sư mình làm sinh ai sự yes sir.
Okay, Ken. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, for coming. Appreciate all the time here you guys spend with us on Friday Night Live. For more information, please go to www.supernaturalcompassion.com. If you more Hantu, please go to Eugene's room. Thank you very much.
Ayo.
Mesti hold tangan, this two, this then. This must be holding couple.
Masuk hand.
Wow, it's a thing lah. Definitely takut 2 men and holding hands.
All good though. Recovery.
People
Slowly.
were asking about how you were yesterday, speedy recovery and stuff. Any message for them?
Thank you to all the family, guys, for thinking well of me, for us, and hopefully by today and or tomorrow I'll be on my feet.
So Friday Night Live, we can expect you there?
I'll be doing my very, very, very best. Yeah, no, I will. I'll do my very best.
Yeah, don't take too much of it energy. Later you cannot do whatever we're supposed to do already.
My back really is painful. Sorry for asking.
Joseph Dakota had initially planned to get a tattoo from Eric, but due to his weak constitution, he couldn't go through with it. But Eric was kind enough to invite us over to his shop where he kept most of his haunted artifacts. Sculptures are handmade and not for sale, and some, I suspect, have become vessels for homeless spirits. The shop felt more like an occult museum than a tattoo parlor, with free roaming unseen entities. But Eric assured us that all the ghosts are rather friendly. These Indonesian dolls are all that friendly and gave me the death stare. I stared back. Eric has the ability to talk to spirits and help them. Many of them just need a place to stay, earn enough merits and move on. Take these bamboo vessels for instance. Eric claims that the vessels tend to warp when spirits are in them. The longer the spirit stays, the more pronounced the warp will be. I spotted this little eerie voodoo doll, but it's actually placed there as a totem to protect the shop. A spirit bouncer, so to speak.
So you got them at the time, do they really have spirits in them? Or
Yeah. Sometimes I only notice when I keep. Yeah, when after I keep them, only I notice that they contain some identity inside.
And from one Qigong practitioner to another, Eric tried to transfer some chi to Joseph to help improve his health. I contemplated tattooing my entire arm.
Rehearsal for me getting a tattoo. I want a full arm on it.
Alright, sure.
But I was too chicken shit to go through with it.
Alright.
Okay,
Thank
see
you,
you.
brother.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. This one.
This is the treacherous.
We'll see you on tomorrow.
Okay, bye bye. Thank you.
We spent the rest of the day putting up the finishing touches for the event. Standing in plain sight, ignored by the public, are two old pieces of wood that developers were unable to remove. Today, they form part of the facade, its history forgotten by modern society. The folks who work at the old courthouse told us that these wooden beams were used by the Japanese to torture their prisoners, where many had died under agonizing conditions. Eric and others who have the site told us that this was where some of the heaviest negative energy radiated from. Apparently, in the dead quiet of the night, one can hear screams of anguish coming from these wooden beams. The first event we conducted was called the 100 Candles. Participants sit around a circle in a dark room illuminated by candlelight and take turns to tell their tales. A candle is extinguished in a solemn, almost ritualistic fashion. After the participants have been briefed, the confessions begin.
The locals say don't fool around in the middle of the jungle because things might turn out real.
So I look back, it's like vanished, you know. What I did, take out my pillow, went outside, went to my brother's room. I just sleep there until the morning, you know. Yeah, it was so scary.
Then as it goes, then the turning of the doorknob stopped. Then after that I hear this.
And I was like, oh my God, am I being attacked? I feel like I'm being physically attacked by this entity. I could say it's demon, I call it.
There's a bathroom at the back of the house that the sunlight never shines in. So that always gives me the creeps, right?
But some of them I would look at and I would think, there's just no way. There's no way that human beings could appear in one night and do this in the field and disappear without anybody noticing them. So I thought it's got to be extraterrestrial.
So, and at that very end, there was no light. So anyway, so I was reciting all these ayat and du'as and whatever prayers I knew, supposedly to protect myself. Okay, and my friend, this gentleman, was hanging on to my blouse.
Thank you very much.
It was a humbling evening for us to receive such a warm reception from the Sarawakian audience to kickstart our finale show at the WAP Festival.
Yo, yo, yo! Kim!
I have no idea.
You have a doggo? Hey!
Yogi!
Whoa! Shatu Zikim. So this is a bachelor's pet?
It's not a bachelor's pet. What are you
Staff is here. So
Oh, check this out.
Investigated.
So, where do you stream?
upstairs.
You want to show us your studio? Okay, we get to go inside, behind the scenes, where Kim does his magic on Friday Night Live and does all his editing on a podcast. Wow! There it is! The very same spot that I see this guy sitting here over the camera for 2 years. I get to sit here now.
Yeah, but the pillow is not supposed to be there.
Whatever you don't see doesn't mean it is not there.
The first batch of participants arrived at 1 p.m. and we sent Sonia with a placard to welcome them.
See, the superstitions, everyone knocking on door. Wow, it's huge, lah.
Huge, good,
Clearly, our participants have picked up survival tips from Supernatural Confessions about what to do when you get to a hotel room.
Okay, open up the thing, let lights come see. Open up.
Tomorrow during the tour, the houses that you're going to visit, there is actual skull that's still there. Yeah. So in long houses, like the very Ulu or rural long houses, they still have their skulls. They still.
That's not in practice.
Not in practice, but Gawai Hantu is also to appease all these skulls. It's also done. So one of the places is that the one that Sonia is going, Batang Air. Batang Air has a few long houses. They don't have clean water, so everything pretty much is still like in the older days. It's just that most of their youngsters already come down to town. They already go to school. Or only the senior stays in the long house.
After settling our guests into their hotels, we rushed back to the old Parliament House to prepare for the finale Friday Night live show, where we perform as a team for the very last time.
I really don't feel good. It's like getting a...
Is anyone here? What did you find? You are listening to Supernatural Confessions.